Well, hello gang, Geezer here. The old mule still ain't working. In the white box there's a new starter, so we'll see if that helps. And the starter is right down in there where that red thing is, and over there. And as far as I can tell, the bottom bolt's not in it, it's just the top bolt's holding it on there, so I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'll try and get it out, but we'll need a couple more days. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around various tasks. I'm told it's because I've had so much anesthesia the last 6 months, so we'll see. But at any rate, I think I'm going to... Oh yeah, them 2 relays I found. Alright, there's one. Let's see. Well, can't really see them, but they're down there. And they can, from what I can find out, they control everything. Yeah, they control the starter, fuel pump, probably the lights, and I got nothing. When you turn the key on, get no clicking, no nothing. And I don't have no lights. With the keys on, I should have headlights and my roof lights. And the roof lights come on now and then, but for just a minute, then they go off. So I'm thinking it's one of them relays that's weak, energizing shortly and then letting go. Yeah. So I got 2 of them coming. They're supposed to be here today or tomorrow, but they're coming USPS, so they may not make it here till July or August. You never know. So when they get here, I'll put them in first because they'll be easier to change than that stupid starter. And I'll change the starter if I have to, but I'd rather not. I'd rather send it back. So we'll just see where it goes. But today I thought what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my battery powered chainsaw and my 440, load them up in old red. I'm going to go back out to that original blowdown and cut that up a little bit. Just see how I do handling a chainsaw. I'm still having some back issues, but it's not where he operated, so I don't know where we're going to go with that. And it's kind of cool this morning. It's like 48 out right now, so when I get busy, that should be pretty comfortable. But so I just got to load up the 2 saws, then my bar and my paint stick to mark it, and then we'll go out and cut it up and then see where we're at from there. So don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. But see, I got old red up there with the equipment. But what I was saying earlier about I ain't wrapping my head around to whatever the job is at the time. I got old red all the way out here with the equipment. Left the camera at the garage. So, every doctor I've dealt with in the last 6-8 months all said I should do a lot of walking. So, I just walked back up to the house and got the camera and come back down here. So, that's where we're at. Old red's a good old truck. 2004 Avalanche. Got 145,000 miles on it. That's all, so it should last me a while. It's a good woods truck. It wasn't a good woods truck until last year. I went into the tire shop in Portsmouth. Told them, hey, I need some tires that'll grip. And 3 or 4 of them guys working in there said, hey, there's the ones I got on my truck, and we go off-roading all the time, don't have any issues. So I put them on here. Man, it made all the difference in the world. It really grips and pulls things now, so I'm happy. And it's beat up enough when something happens, I don't care. You know? You can see the hole in the bumper there, rotted away. Half the sides have rotted off. Let me see if I can give you a little view around here. Hey. My son-in-law says, let's see, look at this side. There we go. Hey, all them running bars and stuff, so I don't know where they went. They just, one day I looked and they weren't there no more, so I guess it's along the road somewhere. But my son-in-law says, I got the only 2004 Avalanche that gets better gas mileage now than when it was new, because it's lighter. Indeed it is. Alright. Now, I'll get things ready and then come back to you. We'll get it marked, get the saw warmed up, and then we'll see where we're at from there. hang tough. Alright, wasn't much to mark on there really, a couple of branches. We'll trim some of these nubs off and cut them to a long length. And then in a day or two I'll see if I can drag them up to the wood yard. Uh-oh. Looks like we got an issue here with the old saw. Looking good. Looking good so far. So far, so good. It's tiring though. Up there too. Looking good. I'm pretty pleased with all that. Looks like it was a walnut tree. I have a little snag to cut off. Alright. Whew. Alright. Looking good. Now since the mule ain't running, I'll have to get the big winch for the back of the truck here and hook up to these and drag them down to the wood yard. But that's for another time. Let me let the dog out. Had to put her in the truck while I was chainsawing. Looked like she was going to head back to the house. When I come out in the mule to chainsaw, I just leave her in the house to begin with, because she always goes back to the house. She don't run off, she goes back and lays there on the deck. But the regular delivery guys know her. They don't have a problem, they just make her deliveries. But if we get a sub on, she's laying out, then I won't get my delivery, so. But she won't ride in the mule. And she'll ride in the truck though, so when I got the truck load up small, I just opened the back door and she jumped right in. But as I was getting the chainsaw started up, she was standing up there. She was standing up past the front of the truck, looking back and looking towards the house. I knew what she was going to do, so I just put her in the truck. But now we got it cut up good. So unless I can get the mule running in the next couple of days, I'll have to put that big winch that my neighbor made me on the back of the truck here and come out and hook up to these and winch them up to the yard. And it's a little punky on the outside, but it's good and solid on the inside, especially down here. This is surprising, really, because it's been dead for a while. And that's all pretty good stuff, especially for my outdoor wood boiler. Oh yeah, this will be good. So it'll be a little heavy, but these ones that's in the crotch here, we'll have to try and get them out. If I have to, I'll cut them again. Cut them 29 and 29, and then they'll fall out, but might be able to just pull them on. They might slide right out. I'm due for a little bit of luck here. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 branches and this hunk of trunk. And then I'll have to stand up the root ball again. And look, there was a surveyor stake in the ground here marking a plot, because over there is somebody else's land. Actually, this root ball is pretty heavy. Might be able to slice it up, take it up to the wood yard and firewood. These couple of little branches I cut up will be good firewood. There's a couple more little branches laying around over here I can cut up when I drag them out and get them free. So we just have to see how it goes. But I'm thinking I'll take the truck back now, unload it, fill up the saw with oil and gas, and sharp touch up the chain. I think I might have hit a piece of barbed wire in that tree trunk. Oh, maybe not. Don't look so bad. We just set it a couple of licks in. It's about out of gas anyway, so we'll get it filled up. And we'll call it a day for out here. May come back later this afternoon, but maybe not. I got some things to do inside the house yet. My daughter and son-in-law and the 2 grandkids are coming down early Saturday morning for the weekend, so I got the meatballs made yesterday. The kids said, grandkids want meatballs and sewer pipes, rigatonis. I go to Jungle Jim's and get the big rigatonis. And I found some really big ones this time. So Saturday morning, when I get here, we'll have hot dogs for lunch, and then evening we'll have us. I had 4.5 pounds of ground beef, 93.7, and out of that I got 10 meatballs. So my meatballs ain't sissy meatballs; they're real meatballs. The leftovers the next day slice up nice for a sandwich. So, but it's pretty warm out here now. It feels pretty comfortable. There's a big hollow dead tree over there I can get down. It's leaning already too. Let me see if I can show you that. Can you see if you can see that over there? Ain't that big, but still, firewood's firewood, you know. There it is. It's that big hollow spot. Then it's that other hollow spot below it. And it goes on up. And it's leaning, so half the work's already done. So we'll get that. There's a whole bunch of blowdowns along here. On this side, the other side. So the problem is, I got them 5 sycamores below the house I wanted to get cut down because they're blocking the view. And I can see out a good ways out the dining room window. I get them out of there. But there's so many blowdowns, I don't know if we're going to have time this year. I'm thinking maybe next week, see if I can talk my neighbor into coming over. We'll go cut them down before they get too full of sap. And then if we don't get to them this year, we'll get to them next year. But they can lay there and drain all year then. But yeah, we got 3 or 4 or 5 along this side and half a dozen or 10 along this side. And it's crazy. And then we got that rest of that big maple over there. Man, now I've mentioned this before, but my favorite job of all out here is splitting. I could stand there at that splitter. If I had somebody feeding me the logs, I could stand there and split all day. I'd come out of retirement for that job. That's my favorite thing to do. That's why I like to get the wood yard full in the summer. And then in September, first part of September, saw them up, stack them up, and then start running the splitter till the woodshed's full. That's my thing. If I could hire me an illegal to roll them logs on the log lift for me, I'd just stand there and split all day. I wouldn't even have to take a pee break. Just keep splitting. I don't care. I love splitting. That's a favorite thing. Ooh, there's a couple of big branches over there that blowed off of something. I'll have to get them too. Man, there's just stuff down everywhere here. Well, we did have a couple times there this spring so far that we had 50-mile-an-hour winds. And this stuff in the rocks here is so shallow rooted, it don't take much to blow it over. That's why I have, on this 33 acres, I have so many small trees, not too many giant trees. On the bottom over there, we got some sycamores, humongous sycamores, but they're starting to rot from the bottom. The critters are eating up through them, so we looked at them. We got a couple of them we really need to take down, but they ain't going to be this year, probably not next year. I don't know when we'll get to them. We'll get to them when we can. Then we'll get them cut down, then how are we going to get them up the hill? That's a whole nother issue. So at any rate, that's about it for today. I'm going to take all this stuff up and put it away. So until the next time, this is the geezer saying, see ya.